right, everybody. What's going on? Good afternoon, Clint. How are you? What is the word? We are live. Another crazy day. Your truck died. Oh, that's not good. I'm sorry to hear that, brother. Yeah, that is no bueno. I hope that you're able to get that resolved. All right, hold up here. Let's go. Let's get this all set up. Your content is fantastic. Thank you, Douglas. I appreciate that. And I love your name. You've got a great name. I don't know if anyone's ever told you that. But fantastic name. Love it. All right. Thank you for bearing with me. Just getting all the streams going here. Dave, what would you say to someone who has never leased or owned a Mercedes before? I've been a Honda guy most of my life. Well, Dave, if you feel like it's time to try a luxury car, then Mercedes is my favorite brand, and I think leasing is the best way to acclimate yourself, right? But, you know, if you've been a Honda guy all your life and you're happy with Hondas, then stick with Honda, right? Doug, your title on YouTube says luxury car dealership chat July 1st, even though it's the 8th. Uh-oh. That's not good. Hold up. I wonder why that is. Oh, that is because July 9th. Let me fix that. All right, I appreciate that. Thank you for the heads up there. All right, so we should have that fixed now. Let's see what else is going on. Brad, what's going on, brother? Thank you for stopping by. Thanks everyone for being here today. Let's get it kicking. We're having fun. Can I connect with you on LinkedIn? Sure, absolutely. Add me up. RW, do all the dealers in your ownership group operate the same way on best price, or has management felt about you switching? So I think more and more of the dealers in the group are starting to switch to that. I think that it has been, not every dealership is ready to fully go into that. It takes a huge commitment from the team. It takes a huge commitment not just from the sales team, but also management, and it requires watching the market like a hawk on the new cars and the used cars. I mean, it's not as simple as just not discounting, right? That's not what it is. It's really about making sure that the price you're giving up front is a super competitive price to the market that can be justified, and you know, so it's a huge undertaking, and not everybody's ready to do that. So, but you know, it has been a game changer for us. It is a huge win for efficiency, and our clients love it. I mean, I'm sure there's a small percentage of them that don't, right? Those are people that, but honestly, those are clients that we tend to not have great relationships with anyway, because they don't care about the relationship. They only care about the price of the car. So, am I wearing makeup? No. If you're asking me that question on TikTok, they put some kind of filter in the lives that makes me look like I'm super tan. But Andrew, yes, we are hiring. So in my link tree, there's a link to all of the various job postings that we have, and there are several of them. We have a lot of job postings right now. Mountain, we have 2 EQS SUVs left, 2 EQS 580s, one that I'm driving and one other one. So incidentally, EQS SUVs have become shockingly rare. So your bow tie is crooked. Wouldn't buy because of that. Oh, you're right. It is that tends to happen with these bow ties. They get a little bit. They have a mind of their own. They do some crazy stuff. Do I drive a Benz, Eric? Yes, I get a demo as the GSM of the store. So, Elusive, thank you for the heart me. I really do appreciate that. Thanks for everyone who's hanging out. Please make sure you're hitting that like button and that thumbs up button. That really helps me out a lot, and I do appreciate it. And if you're not following already, would love and appreciate a follow. Who is the biggest celebrity that bought a car from you? I mean, I don't really want to say, but probably one of the most famous people in the world, right? But out of respect for him, I won't say exactly who it is, but you know, one of the biggest athletes in the world. We'll leave it at that. Do you guys have any black GT63s? Energy wagons still holding value? Don't have any black GT63s right now, but yes, G-Wagons are still holding value like crazy. How far down the list do you think you are from Alligator Alcatraz? I don't even know. I don't even know what that means. Hey Doug, used your advice on rolling negative equity for my old car and doing a new lease. Thanks for your advice and keep up the good work. That's awesome, K.E. Conklin. I'm glad that worked out for you. Rahul is sending MB love from Texas. Thank you, brother. Appreciate that. What does it feel like rent charge on a lease is much more like interest on a loan? It's not, and the reason that it's not is that unlike a car loan, where your interest is calculated on a daily basis and will decrease as you pay down the loan, on a lease, the amount of money going towards the rent charge will be the same on day one as it is on the very last day of your lease. Okay, so that will be consistent. That does not change. So yes, they are similar in that there is a cost associated with borrowing money, but no, they do not work in the same way, no matter how much people on the internet want to tell you that they do. Christopher, thank you for the goat gifts. I appreciate that very much. Very kind of you. Off the index, any tips for getting started in the car sales industry? The most important thing that you need to do is make sure that everyone you know knows that you work in car sales, right? So you just need to contact as many people as you can. Constant contact is the name of the game, and find the person at the dealership that you're working at that's the most successful and hang around them as much as possible. What's going on, brother?
What's man? Just real quick, so we have this client, she's gonna take it, but this is
Take what?
Well, she wants to get the loaner, but she wants to secure it today. She has
Which loaner? Sorry.
the GLE 450E, the green one. It's out on loan right now.
Oh, got it. Okay.
Alex is gonna bring it back for her.
Great.
If she's putting her equity towards it,
Yeah.
would I still take a down payment from her today and then refund that back to her, or how should I handle this?
Is she not putting any money down on top of the equity?
I mean, she was willing to put a down payment today if she needs to. I'm just
Yeah, so, okay, so
This is the
my
first time
my
I've-
question was, there's no money, she's not putting additional money down. So yes, without a down payment, the vehicle's not secured,
Okay,
right?
so-
So yes, we would refund it back to her once we transact the deal, since she's only using her trade equity.
Yeah.
But, for us to go get a car that's an active loaner, get it from a client, inconvenience them, we gotta make sure that our deal is airtight,
Perfect.
right?
Yeah,
Okay?
She was willing to do it, so just needed to confirm it.
Yep.
Perfect.
Good
Thank
deal.
you, brother.
Nice job. Thank you for everybody that is hitting that like button. I really do appreciate that. Does the new interest deduction work for me if I make 800K? Sandwich farmer, I don't know all of the ins and outs of that interest deduction just yet. That's a brand new program, so I'm not going to speak on that yet because I don't know how it works. But my guess is that if you're making that much money, you probably do not apply. And keep in mind that that is for cars, it's on purchases only, and it's for cars that are built in the USA, so not every vehicle is going to apply. Styles Views, thank you, man. The Stronger Than Diamonds, I cannot tell you how exciting it was to finally make that happen. I mean, it started as a legitimate quest to find one for a client, and then he disappeared. But people kept on reaching out and sending them to us. So we were like, look, if we can figure one out that makes sense to buy, we're gonna do it. And it finally all came together. So having it physically arrive here is just this very surreal thing. Happy Wednesday. Thank you, Seth. Happy Wednesday to you. I have a GLE 450. What is the biggest engine available in the GLC? That would be really they're all 4-cylinder engines currently. So GLC 300, GLC 43, GLC 63 all have a 4-cylinder engine in some way, but the 63 of course would be the biggest, most powerful version of that. Dre, nice tie. I own Clipper Hands Barbershop down the street. Would love to have you stop by. That's awesome. Yeah, I definitely can do that for sure. Papa, is it true that there are lease specials on G580? Very serious buyer. Yes, we do have lease specials on them. They are, so basically, let me check something real quick. I want to check MBUSA to see if this information has made it onto the website before I go, speaking about stuff that I can only talk about one-on-one. But let's take a gander real quick. Yeah, so it doesn't look like it's made it onto the website yet, but all I'm going to say is that There is, there's on vehicles like the EQ, on the EVs and the plug-in hybrids, where you have that $7,500 federal tax credit that Mercedes, like most manufacturers, will give to you in the form of a discount up front. So it's like a rebate or an incentive. There has been an enhancement to that, okay? So EVs and plug-in hybrids, specifically the E53, the GLE 450 plug-in, and the GLC 350 plug-in are silly good deals, because Mercedes wants to make sure that they help us to get those on the road before end of September, when that incentive is going to go away. So we have literally sold, I feel like we've sold like 10 GLE 450 plug-in hybrids in the last couple days. So D Downs is unfamiliar with the Mercedes-Benz line. What does the line mean as far as options or look? So if you see line, that's referring to AMG line, and that would be like our sport styling package, okay? So AMG line, it may not be an AMG vehicle, but if it has the AMG line package, then that means that it's going to have an upgraded, body kit, so to speak. Boyan, for a 7-seat SUV, is the GLE 450 4MATIC the best option? What is a good price for a pre-owned? No, so you'd want to be looking for the GLS, Boyan. You'd want to look at the GLS 450 if you need a 7-seater. GLEs are available with an optional third row, but it's not super common, and it's a much smaller third row and very little trunk space comparatively. And Steven, if you have a QX80 right now, then the GLS 450 would be our biggest SUV that would compare. When is the CLE 63 coming? Mercy AMG is asking. That will be next year. That will be next year. What's up?
Yes, we do. For our friend with the BMW, fine with the trade.
Okay. Of all the CLE 53s I have in stock, you can't.
Wants the 20-inch wheels with a black exterior. We don't have that.
What?
We don't. We have
You're
matte
killing
black.
me. All right, hold up.
Then we have a coupe. He wants a convertible. And then any news on that, so I can actually email back John before I go home.
He says that he's got to hold on to it for now.
So that's not available.
Not available.
In terms of what though, like the client's still making the decision, or?
Client claims they're going to move some money around and blah blah blah. So he's like, I got to give him a couple days to see that through.
I'm gonna email him back. Just tell him it's not available.
Yeah. My guess is that they're going to end up selling it, so I wouldn't wait around only to find that out. JSHS, what kind of discounts are you guys offering on G580s? I can't say that here out loud to everybody, but I will tell you that we're being very aggressive on those. So if you want to reach out, there's a link in my bio. You can click on the Work with Doug Horner and team. We will get you a quote in less than 5 minutes on a G580. Are you that guy that got sued by M? I'm not sure what that means. No. The CLE 63 will be a V8, Jake. Yes. Yep. So we're very excited for that. Rolling Junk. Hi, Doug. What is the toughest or the roughest trade you ever got on a new car lease? Oh, we've gotten several $100 trades before. I mean, cars that were literally falling apart. They had no value at all. We gave the person $100 basically to tow it here and dispose of it for them. So we've had some pretty wild trades that we've taken in over the years. How has social media helped your dealership? I mean, it's helped tremendously. It's created a lot of awareness. It's shown people the way we do business, and we've had people from all over the country reaching out to us to do business with us. Ben, what's a good C300 loan or lease special? C300s are well incentivized right now. We've got several loaners. They lease out great. And again, I can get you that information very quickly if you reach out to the store. Don't know where you live, don't know how many miles a year that you need, but they're very competitive. Han Solo, what's going on, brother? How are you? Han Solo's in the chat. How many cars sold so far this month? It's been a lot. We're humming along. Oh, didn't someone that makes Mercedes TikToks get sued by BMW M? No, yeah, somebody has they had a name, or they had a logo that looked like the BMW M in their name. That wasn't me. It was really a cease and desist more than it was a lawsuit. But best lease deals that you guys have right now. Look, I'll tell you, if you're looking for the deal, EQBs are still crazy. I'm sold out of those, but I can locate you one.
Yes or no?
And then, yeah, should
We
be
got
fine.
my red GLE. from
Yeah.
them.
Yeah, they're a good trade partner of ours.
So should I work this deal?
Sure.
I think this is seriously.
GLC 350 plug-in hybrids, GLE 450 plug-in hybrids, EQBs, CLA, GLA, GLB, and C-Class. Those are the lease special cars. And really, if you need a GLS, GLSs are leasing out really well as well right now. That's our biggest SUV, and they're very, very competitive. So thank you to everybody for hanging out today. I appreciate it. Thank you for hitting that like button. Let's, over on TikTok, let's see if we can get to 25,000 likes. That would be amazing. And if you're not following already, I would humbly ask for a follow, and I appreciate that. And everyone over on Facebook and YouTube, if you could hit the thumbs up button, I would love that as well. Tam, the Stronger Than Diamonds G550 is 205,000. Seth saw an EQB at work today. It was nice. Yeah, the EQBs are great. They look like GLBs. They look exactly like GLBs. GM, what do I do when I only have 2,000 to put down and subprime credit? Too good for. So that really is going to depend on exactly what your credit situation is. So I really am not an expert on subprime.
Hey,
What's up?
2-car day.
2-car day for Johnny?
Yeah.
Heck yeah,
He
buddy.
claims he's catching me, but yeah, I'm not gonna hold my breath.
I'm coming for you, dog.
Oh man, John, I'll do whatever I can to help you beat Colin this month. All right, buddy. Take him down a peg.
Someone's got
End his streak of 6 consecutive sales champions. So here's the thing, Flicks,
That's what
is
they
that
all
plug-in
say.
hybrids are great because if you're leasing them, you get that tax incentive as a discount on the car. And if you don't want to drive it as a plug-in hybrid, then don't. It's just a gas car, like a GLC 350 plug-in hybrid. If you don't want to plug it in, it's just a GLC 300. And a GLE 450 plug-in hybrid. If you don't want to plug that in, it's just a GLE 350. But if you're leasing them, they have these crazy good incentives, especially now that that tax credit incentive is going away at the end of September. The programs are bonkers. Alvin, what is a decent APR for pre-owned these days? Looking to budget $165K out the door. Yeah, so pre-owned APRs are getting down into the high 6s, mid 7s for really good ones. That's where, I would say that you want to be. Bill, I've learned a lot about leasing. That's awesome. I'm glad that you've learned that I've been able to teach you something that is mission accomplished for me. The secondary market is dead, hard to resell, and you lose value. Well, that's why you lease them. That's why you lease them. Look, I can't stress this enough. If you want luxury cars, unless you're getting specialty cars, you can't be looking at these and be super concerned with the resale. That's why leasing is so prominent. If you want good resale, then you buy 3 to 4 year old luxury cars, right? That's when most of their depreciation has happened. But you have to understand that luxury car buyers are much more sensitive to what they're buying than people who are buying like a Honda or Toyota, right? On a Honda or Toyota, $1,000, $2,000 could be a game changer for somebody to save. Now, if somebody's looking at a new Mercedes-Benz versus one that's a year old, if that year-old car is not significantly less expensive, they're going to buy the new car, right? They don't want somebody else's car unless it's a deal. That is what creates that depreciation that everyone's always asking about on luxury cars, is because when people buy luxury cars, their mindset changes, right? Which is, I want this luxury car, I want it to be the way I want it. I want a new one, or I want a crazy deal. There really is no in between. For somebody who's buying a used Honda, used Toyota, they might look at it and be like, I'm happy to save $1,000, $2,000. Okay, that doesn't happen in the luxury world. So, is that a Southern Proper mint julep bow tie? It is a mint julep bow tie. I can't remember offhand who makes this one, but it is a mint julep bow tie, Brandon. Nice eye. Vince Landry, I like this guy. He's no BS, straight to the point, no sugarcoating anything. Vince, I salute you. I appreciate that. Andrew, do new plug-in hybrid incentives apply to the S63 as well? Yes, they do, Andrew. Great question. The S63 is a qualifying plug-in hybrid, and it gets that lease cash incentive enhancement. And I'm happy to tell all of you about it one-on-one. I will tell you all about it, on a broader scale if I get the green light to do that, but I don't want to do that without knowing that I can. Gabe works at Mercedes-Benz of Akron. All right, Gabe. I'm not gonna lie, you guys are a competitor of ours, but that's okay. Good people over there. Still like you. Rick, 5K negative equity. I want to get an EV. What kind of payment would I be looking at on an EQB? On an EQB, you're probably still looking at a $600-700 payment. Right? The EQBs are crazy good. Ever sold a 6x6? No, I have not. I've not sold a 6x6. But that would be very cool. Can I get your autograph if I stop up? Sure. Uh-oh. Another GLE 450?
Uh-oh, yep.
Oh boy. We're going to run out of these by the end of the week at this rate. I'm not even kidding.
No, it's crazy.
I mean, they're so
Stupid.
they're so stupid good deal. I mean, this is what, the third one today? Third one today.
Yeah.
Look, I'm telling you, everybody, the GLE 450 plug-in hybrids are the deal right now. They are the deal. Which
Which
one?
one?
Which one?
Retired loaner across the street, white on beige base.
Well, all the demos are flying, that's for
Yeah.
sure. We're not going to have any demos left by the end of the day.
I know.
Willa, hi, greetings from Brazil. Very nice. Briggs, are there any finance options available in the car business, or is it mostly sales? There's always finance options available, but that is usually a hire and promote from within company. Wodak, I love it. Obviously Mercedes number 1, but is Audi or BMW number 2? I would have to give that spot to BMW. Demo still sells new. Yes, Chicken 10Ds. The beauty of a former demo is that they can be sold as new or as certified pre-owned. And in some cases, and I talk about this in some of my videos, you have a little cheat code where you can do both, where I can lease it to you with new car programs and certify it, which would mean that for you high mile drivers out there, you can get a high mileage lease, right? I'm talking 20 to 40,000 miles per year, lease the car and get the certified warranty, which is an unlimited mileage warranty. So that is the ultimate cheat code for high mile drivers. High mile drivers should not, if you're driving a luxury car, you should not be buying cars ever, 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 ever. There's no way, you cannot buy any luxury car and outrace depreciation. It is not possible. The best thing that you can ever do is lease and do an appropriate high mileage lease, okay? A lot of dealers are gonna tell you that you can't do a high mileage lease. That's not true. They just don't know any better, and I guess, I don't know, shame on them, whatever you want to say, but you can, with Mercedes-Benz anyway. Not every brand maybe can do this, but we will hold your hand through that process. We have done, just this year, we've done a 50,000 mile lease. Okay, so 50,000 mile per year lease, it is possible, and we did it on a former demo, and we certified it so it has that unlimited mileage warranty. It is a fantastic, fantastic, fantastic program. Han Solo, what's up, brother? Good to see you again on TikTok and on YouTube. What would you like to see in the U.S. market? I mean, what's up?
Can you confirm that first, or should I just quote it and send it?
Just quote it. They're a good trade partner. I'm not gonna. If it's P3, I'm not worried about. Oh, same thing. That just means it was traded at one point. How much is a 50,000 mile per year lease? Well, David, that really, again, that depends on where you live. That depends on what car. It depends on the structure. There's a lot that goes into it. You get hit with a lot of fees when returning a lease, charging every little scratch and imperfection. Netflix, no. I mean, if you abuse the car, then yeah, you'll get charged. But if you, Mercedes has what they call the credit card test. Okay, so what they do at lease end is they essentially hold up a credit card to anything on the car, and if the blemish can be covered by that credit card, then it's as if it wasn't there. So yeah, if you have a scratch running along the side of the car, or your bumper is dented in, then yeah, you're going to get billed for that. And if you haven't maintained the car at all and the tires are bald and the brakes are falling off, then yeah, you're going to get billed for that, right? Leasing a car doesn't mean that you're exempt from maintaining it, okay? What it means is that you are protected from downside risk protection, right? You're protected from uncertainty of depreciation. And as somebody who messaged me today, okay, this person bought a Cadillac Escalade a couple years ago, all right? The previous owner, when she bought it, it had a clean Carfax, all right? Come to find out a little bit later that the first owner had gotten into an accident and it hadn't shown up on the Carfax yet. And so the unfortunate thing for her is that when that, you know, she goes to trade that in, now that bad Carfax is hammering, it's tanking her value on the car, which is super, super unfortunate. So Instagram is saying that they can't hear me. I'm not sure what's happening there. Can everyone hear me on YouTube? Sorry about that. I'm not sure what's happening over on Instagram. Okay, now I'm being told that they can hear me. All right. Let's see. All right, we're good. Perfect. Sound is back on IG. All right. Excellent. Amr, you didn't bring me my microphones? Come on.
I actually forgot as soon as I pulled in here.
Dang it.
Because I thought about it, I was like, go back up. I'm gonna give you for Gwen the insurance and the triple.
When's that deal happening?
Well,
when the car
probably
gets here?
next week.
All right,
So,
cool. I appreciate it.
thanks.
All right. All right, we're lagging a little bit in the like department, but thank you for everyone that is hitting that like button. And thank you for anybody who's a new follower today. I love that. I appreciate it. If you're not following me already, I would love and appreciate a follow. Thank you. That means the world to me. And hang tight. Just got to get one the end of the month. Almost have enough. All right, sorry about that. Have you heard of Shifley Auto Company that helps generating leads through Facebook Marketplace? I have not. I have not. Best way to handle I need to talk to my spouse objection. There's only one appropriate answer is what if they say no? Right? That is a thought interrupting question. They are not expecting it, and it forces them to consider the possibility that they will say no. So there's only two ways to answer that question, which is one, they're not going to say no. It's my car, blah, 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 in which case you can then move on to say, okay, well, if they're not going to say no, then why don't we get this done now? And if they say, well, if they say no, then I'm not going to buy it, then you follow up with, okay, if they said no, what do you think they would say no to? Would it be the car, would it be the payment, etc., right? But that is the only question that you ask is what if they say no? Faith, the Geely hybrid deal is just, what Mercedes-Benz has done is the $7,500 lease cash incentive that you get for plug-in hybrids or EVs has been enhanced to help dealers sell these cars before the September 30th deadline, before that goes away. And I'm not confident that I can specifically say what that enhancement is in here, but if you reach out to the team, happy to quote one out for you, but I'll just tell you that it is very good. The deals are fantastic. There's really no other way to say it. Harmon, hello from the AMG Brand Center. Harmon, thanks for saying hi. I appreciate that. Any design updates to the GLC? Well, the GLC just got a big refresh last year, so no, nothing coming for a little while there. What is yearly mileage that determines buy or lease? Thanks. I wouldn't say it's yearly mileage. It's how long do you keep cars. That is the only factor that you consider. If you keep cars for 2, 3, 4 years, you should be leasing. If you keep cars for 6 years or longer, maybe 5 in some cases, then you can go ahead and buy. But if you do not keep cars for more than 5 to 6 years, then you really should not be buying cars, okay? You're much better off leasing. How does one become a bow tie person anyway? I chose this life. I just decided to start wearing these about 15 years ago. Oh no, it was about 11 years ago. Do you have any later used S-Classes? Not right now, no. Every time we get one in, it sells immediately. We're having a hard time keeping those in stock. So we are actively sourcing them, but we just don't have any currently. Kenny, 75,000 miles a year, that might not be doable depending on the car. Right at a certain point, you can't do a certain amount of miles per year because the lease payment would become, or the residual value would become too low. But you know, if you're doing 50 to 60,000 miles a year, then leasing is firmly in play for you. on that certified pre-owned option that we discussed before. Yeah, so 30,000 miles in a year, absolutely lease. I mean, some of these crazy, everyone's always commenting about these negative equity situations that they see in my videos. A lot of them are high mileage drivers that buy a car and then 2-3 years later, because it's hitting 100,000 miles and they want to trade it in, and they're way upside down because they take out 5-6 year loans, which they're not paying it down nearly fast enough. They would have had the same payment or lower on a 3-year lease. Okay, that's why buying is just not the way to go. If you're going to buy an older, cheaper, import car like a Honda, Toyota, okay, then yeah, go ahead and buy it. Right? That's a different story. But if we're talking about luxury cars, lease. My favorite MB is the CLK GTR, actually. I do love the SLR, but the CLK GTR gets the win for me. Mike, the Stronger Than Diamonds G-Wagon is $205K. $205K. Which class have the best deals for July? GLE plug-in hybrid, GLC plug-in hybrid. Are used S580s reliable? Yeah, absolutely. What do you think about the Macan S and how it holds value in comparison to Benz? My wife loves her 18 and keeps it in great condition, fun but scary fast. I love the Macan. I really love anything Porsche-wise. I mean, going to be very similar holding value to a GLC for sure. Which MBs are produced in North America? So currently we've got the GLE, the GLS, the EQE, and the EQS SUVs. Yeah, David, GLE 250s are great. That's one of the best ways to enter into the brand. That's one of the best ways to start in the brand. Absolutely. All right. We're running out of time here at the end of the day. Got a lot of deals to get on the sold log here. So I do appreciate everyone that came to hang out today. Thank you for everyone who's a new follower today. I really do appreciate that. And, I hope that you all enjoyed this. I'm sorry that, lately it's just been so hard to get on early because we just keep getting busy, which is a great problem to have. But always enjoy coming on here and answering your questions. So if I missed your question, I do apologize. There's a lot of, feeds that I'm looking at to try to see everyone's question. But I'll end on this one. Code Leica GLS will see an update next year. So late next year, the GLE and the GLS will get a refresh, but that's model year 2027, not model year 2026. So have a fantastic night, everybody. Been great. Hope you had fun.